Welcome to the UL-MANDOLIN KONTAKT instrument. We just heard the mandolin playing here with just a little bit of reverb on it, or maybe a lot. So there is a send for reverb, which is here. And that's it, more or less. The bass, drums, and that's it, more or less. So let's see the interface. This is the main panel, and this is the fretboard panel. They are both the same in regards to the buttons. We have the release. This is when we play a note and release the note. Let me take off the reverb. When we play a note and release, this is the time it takes the note to decay to 0. So now it's on 1K, that means 1 second. And this is none, with no decay. It helps when we play fast notes. We can reduce it so the mandolin will sound better. Control click will reset the buttons. This is the slide time. We have here 4 articulations: long, slide. It will play half a note to the note that I'm playing. If I'm playing C, it will play B to C. And this is a mute. We have the green ones are the frets that we play in the mandolin. When we go to the fret panel, we can see here the range of the frets. If we are on frets 0, we will play all the way to D, C sharp, and the D will be on the next string. And again, the A will be on the next string, and then the E will be on the next string. And if we want to choose another place on the mandolin, like a real player will do, we will just select the key switches, and we will see the range that we are playing. As you can see, we are on mute. Let's go to the long ones. And of course, the last string is played all the way to the end. This is just the way the player would think. Players of guitars or mandolin are basically playing with ranges in certain places on the guitar, and if they don't have the notes they want to play, they will move to other positions. Or if they want a certain type of an A, let's say, so if they want it on string number 3, or if they want it on string number 1. It depends on the sound that they want to achieve. But most of the times they will think in positions, and the key switches allow us to do that. And again, we can see here that the key switches are represented also in the blue keys. Those are the notes that we can play. And we can see that the range, which is G and G here, if we go to G sharp, we can see it changing with the blue keys. This is B, and we start on B. So this range, or the red area, is the notes that we can play on the mandolin on the certain frets. And the red one allows us to see the chords that we want to play. Because if there is no red, we need to imagine the range that we want to play. So if we want to play chords, for example, we can only play one note on one string. So if we want to play D, we can play D and A and F and A. So we basically can play DM here. So D, A, F, A. Or we can play D, A, F, D. And we can choose it here. So D, A, and then F, and then D, or A. And it will help us see how the chords are represented on the mandolin. It's better than if we play only on open strings and we try to mimic the chords. It will not sound the same, because when we play in the ranges, we will basically play with a certain type of sound like the real player would play. Now on the slide time, if we would choose it, we can see that the slide is fast. On 120 BPM, the sound will be more or less the same as I recorded it. But if we will change the tempo of the song, like here, this is 120, and if we will play it, I played 4 quarter notes, and we can hear that the sound is more or less the same as we heard it before. But if we will go, because it's in the same tempo, but if we go to the 60, which is half of the tempo, the slide is slower. And sometimes we want it because it's synced to the tempo, and sometimes we want it fast. So what we can do, we can change the timing of the tempo. This is 4/8. When I made it, I told KONTAKT that this tempo is 4/8. So we can lower it and we can increase it. So if we will lower it, it will be twice the speed of what it was. So let's hear it. It returned to the fast. If we go all the way to 8, it will be short. And if we go back to the 4, because it's on 60, it's slower than what it used to be, but sometimes we want it that slow. So we have the ability to change it. We can make it even slower, which in this tempo I don't think it will be so nice. Control click for 4, and let's go into 2, so it will sound great. So this is the slide, and it only affects the slide, which is A sharp. We can see here all the key switches and articulation names. So this is the frets instrument. So we can see here open, 1 fret, 2nd fret, 3rd, and so on, and the 3 articulations: long, slide, and mute. This is basically what we need to know about it, and this is very powerful. We can do a lot with this. So let's see the tremolo for now. So I will put in a tempo of 120. Let's edit it with the MIDI player. And let's just write any note with the line here. Let's choose, let's say, D. 16 notes. And we can close it and hear it from here. So it was on slide and wanted to play the slide also. So this is the tremolo. Now, if we want to make it faster, we can write 32 or just change it here. And we can hear it. It sounds very good. It sounds like a mandolin playing the tremolo. And in that way, we can do a part that plays tremolo with 3, with 4, with 5, whatever we want. We need to make sure that the sound is okay. Like if we want to take our part and just to ruin it, let's go into 32, and instead of those notes, let me fill it with tremolo. And let's hear if it sounds okay. Maybe it will be great, maybe it will be a disaster. And this is the tremolo. I will undo. We can use it in our writing. And we have the mutes, we have the long, and we have the slide.